Another week, another day, another hour since you went away, and so cliche you didn't say goodbye. I've been waiting for so long, still debating what went wrong. All by myself, you pulled away, you couldn't say.
Reset. We all need it once in a while, but it means different things for different people. For me, a ride will do it. It's got to be a long one, got to be multi-day. This last year has been a bit of a studio-bound year. That's a nice scrambler. Yeah, last year has been a bit of a studio-bound year, working on a lot of projects. So while the weather is still nice, here we are at the M2M ferry point. This is gonna take me to the other side, to Mandwa. Right away I can tell you that M2M ferries, the ticket can be bought online. Both the passenger and the bike cost me just 670 rupees. Yeah, 460 for the passenger, only 210 for the bike. Not bad at all. It's a nicely organized place. I'm already in queue in the morning sunrise views. They're gorgeous. That's Aashi. For those of you who don't know her, 2017 Africa Twin DCT. And let me show you the M2M ferry. What it looks like on the inside. Huge. Lots and lots of space for bikes and cars and people, and very well organized as well. There you see, all of that space will be filled with cars very soon. It's really quite nice to be here. Got the sunrise happening right there. Starting a ride with the ferry has a nice vibe to it. It's nice to be here. I'm riding solo, I don't know, after many years. And when you're doing something that's a tad bit different than what you've done before, there's always this bit of resistance at first. You're almost looking for reasons not to do it. But then once you're out there, it's freedom. Well, here we are. This is the Mandwa side of the ferry. Again, very well organized, different lanes for two-wheelers and four-wheelers. If you're looking for it in Google, then it's M2M Ro Jetty. That's what it's tagged as. And these public-private partnerships like this one, I think they're really working out, because obviously the land would belong to the government, but they've given it to these guys and they've done a fantastic job. I mean, look at the parking space, they've really catered for it. M2M ferries, good job. Both sides, Mandwa as well as Bombay. So technically our ride has begun. It's the main Alibag Revas road that's going to take you all the way through. However, so I forgot that I changed the charging point at my motorcycle, right? I changed it from a regular charger to just a hot plug. Luckily I have this shop here. I found it and now we're good to go. Alright, we're at Alibag. Let's head down south and see what the day holds. I also forgot my book. That I'm not going to find. I haven't seen a bookstore as yet. Let's see. So here's a tip for you. Plan your route on Google Maps and then WhatsApp it to yourself, and then simply click on the route that you're doing that day. To simplify it, delete all the location markers which you've already crossed, add my location, and bam, you're good to go. That route does look pretty coastal. Alright, let's hit the road. I'm not sure how much you can hear over the wind. Finally there is some space in Alibag. Although it's quite a crowded town. You know how it is when you're planning a ride and then you're looking at places, and I looked at this bridge, Rev Danda bridge, and I said, man, that looks good. And here we are. Nothing like being there in person, is it?
of internet browsing, looking at pictures, reading books. Nothing comes close to just. It's always so exciting to see that sight, the sight of the sea right beside you. This coastal route goes all the way down to Goa and beyond, but in this vlog I'm going to take you all the way down to Goa for sure. And then we'll cut back because it's a circular sort of a trip, right? It's a circular ride in which we'll cut back east, northeast. We'll cut back into the Western Ghats, discover a few new places while we are at it, and then we plan to land up at Panchgani for a motorcycle meetup. Yep, Tank Up is happening at Panchgani, and that's where I'm going to land up at the end of this ride. But gorgeous roads and lovely twisties. The Mitas E07, those are the tires I use, 50/50 tires. They're on their last legs. That was one of the reasons why I said might as well do this kind of a trip, It's a tarmac trip and we got about 3,000 to 5,000 kilometers left. Oh wow. So there are plenty of these little places which you will come across, detours, kacha roads, leading to the coast. Always a good idea to take these little detours. It brings you to views like this. Let me pull out my phone so that I can take a better video. The name of this beach is Sani, S-A-N-I. I'm going to leave you the Google location marker. Beachside camping is what Google says. So do they have that? Well, there's only one way to find out.
So I've decided to come a little further. Apparently they have places to stay here. Can you imagine? How cool is that? Namaskar. Let's explore. Would you look at that? Idyllic and how? Disturbing somebody's peace. What are you doing here, man? Is what I'm supposed to be saying. What a beautiful, beautiful spot. It's quite amazing to have these hidden, quiet beaches, It's not a soul inside. I've been told there's a possibility of camping on the beach. I'm sure if they're allowing camping, then there will be enough food to go around. I'm pretty sure. Beautiful, isn't it? It's too early for us to stop.
That is a fact. Despite this place being so beautiful, it was too early in the day. These guys were cutting some branches which were obstructing their path. Let's have a chat.
तो आपका इधर फिर कैंपिंग होता है सिर्फ ना? कैंपिंग होता है सिर्फ? कैंपिंग। और ये संडास वगैरह कैसा रहता है? बाहर है? ये बांधते रहते हैं सब। और खाना भी आप लोग दे देते हैं? अच्छा, और टेंट भी आपका ही है? बस सिर्फ आने का है। और कितना चार्जेस है? पर पर्सन 15। ओके, उसमें डिनर? 15 का नाश्ता। हाँ जी। रात्रि का जेवण, सकाळचा नाश्ता आणि पोट रेट। अच्छा अच्छा। और थोड़ा ये मिलता है, चिकन वगैरह मिलेगा? ठीक है। वेज नॉन वेज मस्त है। चलो कभी और आते हैं, अभी तो बहुत जल्दी है अपने रुकने के लिए। थैंक यू।
Quite a few riders, given that it's just that one little spot with a few houses. So that's the thing with all of these rides, is that you've got to be a little aware of all these little offshoots from the main road, because if you're just like focusing on riding or riding fast, then all of these spots you tend to miss them. And there's one advantage. Yep, look left, look right. There's one advantage of, I'd say, riding solo is, there's no coordination that's needed. You're not really following anybody, and so you can just sort of peel off wherever you want to. Otherwise, you're always thinking that if I stop here, then the guy will go ahead, and then how will we catch up? And I don't like those wireless communication devices. That white wall and the structure, this is the Ahmadganj fort. It was built by the Siddhis, that dynasty. They were mercenaries and traders from Africa. This was built in 1885. The Siddhis ruled this part of Janjira for almost 500 years. Yeah, right up to 1947. Look at that fort. Let's ask these guys if that's an extension.
कौन सा किला है?
So the Janjira fort was indeed an extension. It was built by the Siddhi dynasty. Malik Ambar is credited. 1567, I think, is when the fort was built, according to Wikipedia. And it remained unconquered. Yeah, the Marathas attacked it, the Portuguese, the Mughals. Nobody could conquer it. But well, we need to conquer our destination. I'm a bit confused. There are 2 ferry points here. That's the thing you need to remember. That, let's just ask.
बॉस, उस पर जाने के लिए ये लेना है या पुराने वाला लेना है? मेरे को डापोली जाने का है. डापोली हाँ, ओके, हाँ, जो डिगी वाला. ओके.
There you go. So there is a ferry point, which is the Janjira ferry point, or which takes you to the Janjira fort. That is not the ferry point you need to take. Look at all that filth. Look at all that filth. When will we learn not to litter as a country? I mean, you've got beauty all around, and then it just breaks your heart, doesn't it? Wherever there are no people, I mean, look at this spot. It's beautiful, right? It's the people. We just keep littering. More beautiful architecture from the Siddhi dynasty, and it's an interesting mix of Mughal meets Gothic. It's not purely Mughal. Well, it's a MotoVlog, but since we are going through these areas, I'm telling you about all of this. I hope I'm not boring you with that, but yeah. So that's the other thing that I noticed. Now you look at that, it's supposed to be a gorgeous view to my right. Okay, it's supposed to be the open ocean and the blue skies, but there is no blue skies. It's just one blob of dust. I don't know what it is. And of course, yeah, block the road, keep asking for directions. That's okay, I'll just squeeze through. No problem, brother. But here we are. This is the Jungle Jetty point, also it's called. Let's inquire.
All the questions that I've got are keeping me up at night.
These are the kind of ferries you can expect throughout this trip. So very, very safe and easy to sort of roll on, roll off, both for motorcycles and cars.
So this is the Agar Danda Degi. नहीं 20 है.
And a meticulous exchange of notes, currencies and coins, and that satisfying jingle of collecting coins, though I hate having coins in my wallet. Okay, let's show you the ticket. 55 rupees, both for the rider
55 है. I thought it's 85.
and the rider's motorcycle. So let's get on board at the Agar Danda ferry point, which is also called the Jungle ferry point, and on the other side will be Dighi, D-I-G-H-I, Dighi. It's quite a peaceful spot though. I mean, I did expect much more hustle bustle. Aashi is all well settled, and couples, few of them out doing, I suppose, what couples do, which is never be around without a selfie stick. Did I say it was peaceful? Well, boom. A truck full of the entire village. I'd say, 3 generations traveling together. This has got to be super fun. Looks like fun.
We're now on the Agar Danda Jungle Jetty. The ferry that starts from the Agar Danda Jungle Jetty to Dighi. Yeah, it's a ferry that leaves every 1 hour. I got on the one which was at 12 noon, and it's relatively full up. There's a lot of people who use the ferry, as you can see. Yeah. And yeah, Aashi is parked comfortably, and we shall be on the other side pretty soon. I can see the shoreline. And then downwards, further down south to Dabul.
So there are always two ferries which are doing the up and down usually, and there's never much of a wait. This is what the Diggy ferry point looks like. They've got a very nice eatery here. I've eaten here once. Again, plenty of parking, nicely laid out place. This is the Diggy port. After Diggy, you hit patches of what would be, I think, the state highway. Very nicely made roads, perfect for sort of breaking free. You know, twist the wrist and let it fly. Don't you just love these kind of shots? Like just the POV of the rider. I love watching these. I need to find more camera mounting points, but yeah, I also need more cameras. In fact, I need a decent camera. This is a really aging DJI action. I don't know how far back I got it. There we go. That's fun. All the wider roads, they give way to, you know, narrower, more forested roads, which will give way to, again, roads which are just been newly laid out, still not been marked. But in all of this, I would say a large percentage of the road surface is really good. Of course, there are habited areas where you should always, you know, take it easy, slow it down. But plenty of open runs, plenty of brilliantly laid out roads, and of course lovely views all around. This is the coastal ride after all, ain't it? There's always the sea right besides you. There's always the sea. That is what we're here for, to ride alongside the Arabian Sea. Yep. That looks like a nice viewpoint down there. Yeah. How far down the edge is it before it's too far? Okay, that's enough. Let's stop. Okay, let's take a breather, pull out the phone, and
These are the kind of views that you can expect on this beautiful coastal ride. But you'll have to sort of take a little detour every now and then. So you see that is the road there, right? So every time you see a good viewpoint or see a little trail or see a mud track, gorgeous. Well worth it.
in all of this, you've got to keep re-looking at your Google Maps, keep adding points which you think are of interest, because it just keeps throwing you back on the fastest route. So you've got to keep an eye on that. And I mean, too many waypoints becomes a little difficult, but the best way is, as you go along, you keep adapting, you keep adding your points, your locations where you want to stop. And I mean, just look at that view. What a gorgeous, gorgeous country we are blessed to be born in. There's like kilometers and kilometers of awesome beaches. And that beach stretch, it just continues, just keeps going. Wow. That's the thing with being exposed to beauty on a continuous basis. You become desensitized to it, I suppose. And on the other hand, if you are deprived of it, like we are in Bombay, for me this is, man, I can't take my eyes off this gorgeous stretch of the ocean and the beach. Well, the ride continued to be an interesting one. Not much traffic, and we're on our way to our third ferry point for the day. Don't ask me the name. Don't ask me the name. I will tell you the name. I'll tell you the name, the location, everything. But yeah, it's a name that I can't remember right now. So I suppose it's best you keep watching this video, right? Because the objective is to give you all the information so that when you want to do this ride or when you want to do this drive even, you know, you're very well informed about all the ferry crossings, about the route, about the road conditions, places to stay, you name it. Right now, I am absolutely enjoying this ride. And if you speed it up, it seems like you are dancing. Okay, so we should be somewhere close to our third jetty, third point where we can take the ferry. Let's ask for some info right here.
यहाँ से बस फेरी जाता है, गाड़ी जाता है उसमें। ये डपोली के लिए यही फेरी है, आगे तो कोई और नहीं है ना, एक और फेरी? हाँ हाँ, ये वसावी फेरी है।
वेशवी सामने, ये बागमंडा का।
बागमंडा का, वेशवी सामने वाला। थैंक यू। खाने को भी है क्या? नहीं, खाने को नहीं है ना? क्या है?
समोसे मिलेगा, ऑमलेट मिलेगा।
अच्छा, टिकट आगे? ठीक है, देखता हूँ मैं टाइम कितना है, पता कर जाए।
The ticket counter was quiet, which meant that the ferry must be a while away.
We are at the ferry boat service from Bagmandale to Veshvi. There you go. I don't think there's anybody for the tickets. I'm not sure where the bike will go. So this ferry leaves at 2:30. It's 1:53 right now. Even the ticket counter out there, the guy was having lunch, so I thought maybe even I'll have some bit. So I'm having some anda pav at this stall. Nothing much here at the Jetty point as such. It's actually in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, on the other side, on the mainland, lies our destination for tonight, which will be Dapoli. Anda pav.
You know what they say, in India you are never truly alone. Right now I've got the cat and she can smell.
It's not bad at all.
She can smell a very special dish that I had apart from the anda pav. Chicken samosa. That was a new one for me.
You will smell the chicken, can't you? You can smell the chicken.
Well, the 40 minutes went by fast. The ferry is here and you can queue up, but you got to wait for all of the cars and the passengers to deboard, and the two-wheelers go in first, so you always find a sweet spot. This is what the queue looks like at the ferry point. Tell me, what is the name of the ferry point? Do you remember? Bagmandale to Veshvi. That's the ferry that we are on. Most of these ferry rides are short ones, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You can already see the shore on the other side. You can already see our point of deboarding. Somewhere around here was also when my good old camera lost all its charge. So I thought I'll just show you some of the cool spots that we rode through, you know, beautiful beaches again. But as you can see, the color of the beach turns a little darker as you go south. The beaches that were up north today had whiter sand. But yeah, it's all good, it's all beautiful. You can expect views like this, you can expect roads like this. And before I knew it, it was time to start taking off all your riding gear and settle in for the evening. Personally, I love staying in places where I can park Aashi, my bike, right in front of where I'm staying. I like it.
Chai. Coffee drinker, but when you're out here, I think it's best to have chai. Anyway, so we've settled in for the day. This is a cool place, just by the road. Rode into it. This was the second place that I checked out, and I just decided to stay back. Very reasonable at 1,500 rupees a night, and it's about 6 kilometers short of Dapoli. It was a nice, easy ride today, chilled out ride. I'm doing a ride like this after a very long time, and I hope that I've been able to give enough information for you guys to be able to do this coastal ride whenever it is that you plan to. Tomorrow we ride further south. Essentially, this vlog is covering a coastal route south of Bombay to come back to Panchgani eventually, and then back to Bombay. It's like a circular trip.
Man, that shower felt good, all cleaned up.
Let's go and check out the beach. It's just a minute's walk from where we stay. I can see it. So this is one of those black sand beaches.
Yes, black sand for sure, but a beach nonetheless. We were here, our coastal ride, first evening, beachside place as planned, as expected, and I'd ridden about 220 odd kilometers today, 3 ferry crossings. I didn't even bother finding out the name of the beach or even the place to stay, because even the place to stay was, well, average at best, so no point really dissing them, no point sharing it, but here we are. Aashi, you, me, and tomorrow we ride on. For now, it's old monk time. Cheers guys, do subscribe and hit that bell icon.